think I exaggerated a bit? Do you think that I may have traumatized my audience by depicting my haters literally suffering in hell for eternity?
Clearly not. Why would they be?
You're right.
Now you have to talk about purgatory.
Yes, I know my job.
Then why did you mess up the order and went from heaven through hell to purgatory?
Because it was easier to explain. I'm not writing a poem. I'm trying to make people understand what you were writing about.
Wouldn't it have been easier my way?
Let's just start already. So, last time we said that reaching heaven is impossible, since it requires infinite precision. But there is a way to go there, and it implies the Savior. You see, every form that can become matter will become matter, because a form is never only a material. The reason why every form that can become matter will become matter is because everything possible will happen, since if something doesn't happen, by definition, it wasn't possible. It is therefore reasonable to assume that the Savior will eventually come to the world, if he hasn't come already, that is, and when he does, he would live the best life possible, with no vices, only virtues, and show other people what the right way should be. This would happen because, as we have said, the Savior cannot will evil, and wills only good, thus he has to will other people's good as well, and the best for someone is to reach heaven. The Savior surely will help people reaching heaven, and since the Savior is existence, as we said in chapter 3, and that existence is omnipotent, as we said in chapter 1, it is not impossible for the Savior to send people to heaven. Unfortunately, we know too little to tell how exactly this is going to happen. All we know is there will be a process after death where we will be in hell, but only temporarily, and then reach heaven. We can call this process purgatory, since it is somewhat the same as a cleansing, a purification.
But Thomas, why does someone need to be cleansed? Why can't the Savior just put people in heaven directly?
It should be clear that someone cannot reach heaven without being stripped of his vices, but this process cannot happen without a radical change in the person. As I told you, vices, as well as virtues, are habits, and as such they are rooted in our nature, in our form. Removing them cannot be anything other than a gradual process, otherwise the Savior would just replace our form with one without vices instantly. But that would mean replacing our very being with someone else, and not by our own will, but forcefully. So, purgatory is sort of a rehabilitative section of our afterlife, in which change is still possible, but only towards goodness. It is part of hell, obviously, because it isn't heaven, and it is a painful process, since it implies letting go of some of our habits, while still being in hell.
But Thomas, I don't want to spend time in hell. I want to go to heaven without passing through hell.
You have no escape. You either stay in hell for some time, and then enter heaven, or stay in hell forever. The choice should be obvious.
Well, I guess I have no choice at this point. But wait, if the Savior is the one able to get me to heaven, what do I have to do in order for him to save me?
Nothing.
What?
The Savior wills goodness, always, and he wills the goodness of everyone. He wills your goodness in particular, so there's nothing you have to do to earn his love. He would probably show this in some way on earth, something such as sacrifice. The only thing that may affect you is your current life. If you have more bad habits, it will be harder for you to get rid of them in purgatory, and you will stay there more time, not forever though.
That's great. That means I will surely go to heaven. But wait, doesn't this mean that everyone will go to heaven? If the Savior loves everyone, wouldn't he put everyone in purgatory?
Well, no. You see, the Savior loves you, and thus will forgive any and every bad action you do, But there is one action that will not be forgiven. That action is rejecting the Savior's forgiveness. The Savior will not help you if you do not want to be helped. Again, your will is what will be respected the most.
So you're telling me that the only thing I have to do to get saved is accept the Savior's forgiveness?
Yes.
That's it?
Yes.
Just like that?
Why do you find it so hard to believe?
I don't know, I'm just used not to get this much kindness from people. I have never known someone that would be so kind as to forgive anything just because you ask genuinely for forgiveness.
That's just sad, honestly. Anyway, the chapter is over, and in the next one we will talk about politics. I will leave you to speculate what I will be talking about. Until then, be well.